Hi everyone, this is Dina, the Nightly Stitcher, and this is Halloween, October 31st, 2023. The little pumpkin wants to be introduced again, I guess. This is Tootie, as most of you know. She has a little Halloween dress on. And this is Hannah, isn't it? Hannah's the one that had such a bad spell a couple of months ago. But she's doing pretty good now, occasionally barking. Occasionally coughing. So this is October 31st, 2023, Halloween, and I believe it's Flosstube 24. I haven't videoed for a month and a half. This year has just been crazy, so it's just been hard to get it all in. I guess somebody wants to play, so we may have to stop and have a little play session and then try to get a nap in. So I have, let's see, some whips, several things that I've bought. Not a lot of cross stitch related that I bought. In fact, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's just like one or two things in here. So I have a couple of finishes and a few other things. So if you want to stick around, I'll show you what I have and let you know what we've been doing. And yeah, I don't know what else to say other than it's just starting. I want to thank everybody that has contacted or commented on my videos about Steve's shoulder. If you were around, if you watched the, if you watched the last episode of my Flosstube, Steve had to have a second surgery on his shoulder. When he fell out of our camper in June, the week after we were at StitchCon, we had gone down into Tennessee, and the last day heading home, he was going to take the trash out and fell down the camper stairs. I don't edit, so you're gonna get it. So anyway, he fell down the camper stairs and tore his shoulder so bad that they had to do a replacement. So they did the replacement, and then we were heading to Columbia one day, and he had his arm on the armrests, and he was driving, because he's driving with his right hand, resting his left hand. This was 3 or 4 weeks out. It was 3 weeks out from his first surgery, and the replacement, the ball came out of the socket, and so like a dislocated shoulder, I guess. So we went to the doctor. They tried to put it back in. It didn't stay. It popped out between the time from the exam room where they put it back in till he went to the x-ray room to have it x-rayed a second time that day, and it popped out. So he said that he was going to have to go back in there and put in some new parts. So they did. He went in 26th of September, I believe it was, and had the socket. They put a bigger ball on the socket part, or the ball part, and then they did something, put a deeper socket on the other part. So the piece that goes into his arm, into the bone, stayed. They just changed the ends on them. But anyway, he had to start his whole recovery over again, and it was, just starting over from ground zero after 4 weeks. So this time he's done really well with it. They put off his physical therapy an extra 2 or 3 weeks. He just started physical therapy recently, and so he's still pretty limited. They kept him in a sling longer, and they put that physical therapy off for a longer period of time, and hoping, I guess, that it heals a little better. So I don't know. He's doing a lot better than he was before, so I think he'll be all right this go around. So anyway, I gotta get a drink. I'm so hot again. Y'all know I'm hot all the time. I've got the furnace off. It's like 32 degrees outside, and I have the furnace off because I'm hot. So I have to show you my cup that Destiny, my grandson's girlfriend, gave me for Christmas. Oh, look, another glorious day, or another glorious morning. Okay, try this over. Oh, look, another glorious morning makes me sick. So, how many people watch Hocus Pocus? That's my favorite Halloween movie. I love Halloween. Did not decorate again this year for Halloween. I have not decorated for any holiday this year. I just haven't had it in me with everything that's been going on. Still having knee problems off and on, and back problems off and on, and I'm just at my wit's ends with trying to get this stuff figured out and straightened up so we can do better. But anyway, enough of that. Let's see, what else have we really haven't done anything. We did go to an antique mall on Saturday. Steve was bored to death. I'm good staying at home all the time because I always have things I want to do, but he was just bored to death. So he wanted to go somewhere, so we went to the antique mall on Saturday, and it's one of our favorite malls. We always end up finding stuff there. So I bought some stuff there that I'll show you in a little bit. Let's see, what else? I ordered some yarn, so I'm going to show that to you. And let's see. Oh, I broke over. I've been wanting for a long time. I hate buying. There goes the clock again. Oh, like I said, I am so hot. This is awful. I need a fan on, but I don't want the sound of it bothering you. So I'm going to have to live through this. Now, where was I? Oh, ever since they come out with the Epson EcoTank printers, I've been wanting one. So I kept holding off because the printer we have is not that old. It's maybe 2-3 years old. Well, we bought it back right about the time of COVID. So yeah, it's not that old, and it does a really nice job. But I've been wanting one of those EcoTanks because it just irks me to buy those printer cartridges, and you don't feel like you get hardly any use out of them, and they're empty. So I've been wanting one of those EcoTanks, and I thought if it does what they say it does, it's supposed to print. They say the cartridges, from what I've read, supposed to print like 600 copies on an average, and the EcoTank prints 600 or 6,000 copies on average. And I thought that might be the better way to go, and I even looked, and the ink is cheaper. So I finally broke over on Prime Day, and I ordered the EcoTank. It's a 3850 by Epson, and I like it. I really, really like it. I can't believe the amount of ink it holds, and the bottles you get. They're like big bottles of ink, and you fill them up. And so I had printed a couple of things just to kind of test it, and this is one of them that I printed. I wanted to see how it printed for photographs, and you know, on photographs, who got printed. Whoops, now I dropped it. This is a print off my phone that I printed on the EcoTank of Tootie in her pajamas and her Halloween hat. And this back here is my grandson's cap that looks like she's kind of got it on, but yeah. So it prints really, really good. So if you're interested in an EcoTank, I got the 3850. I think it was the 2850 was a better discount on Prime Day, but this one, after I read about it, this was the one I ended up getting, and it wasn't discounted as much, but I really like it. I think I'm going to print more, because I kind of hold off on printing PDFs because of the ink usage. So I think I'll buy more PDFs now, and I have quite a few, but like I said, it irks me every time I have to buy a replacement cartridge. This is an old bedspread. You know, we got new furniture last November, and when nobody's here, we keep them covered up. The love seat and the couch stays covered up with quilts or this old bedspread because of the dogs. And it amazes me how dirty this can get, you know, in such a short time. Just with my dogs coming and going from outside, they don't even stay out that long, but it really gets dirty. So I'm saving the furniture a lot better, keeping the dirt off of it. Okay, one thing I wanted to mention, I'm going to get the mentions out of the way first. Mrs. AZ Family Zoo, she is a little bit of a designer. She started designing, I think, recently. And she had offered me a free pattern a while back. And so I went on Etsy. You can find her there under Mrs. AZ Family Zoo, I believe. I'll try to put the links in. I've never done links in my description box, so I don't know if I can do it or not, but I will try. If not, just go to Etsy and search for Mrs. AZ Family Zoo. So anyway, she offered me a free pattern, and I got this Happy 4th birthday, or Happy 4th Bird House, almost said birthday, and I think it's really cute, so I'm probably going to start it this year. It's got little bluebirds there on the roof and the fireworks in the background. So anyway, go to Etsy, and I guess I shouldn't have showed that chart, should I? Okay, well, one thing I did wrong, but hopefully you'll be honest and go buy her pattern instead of screenshotting and all that stuff. And the second thing I wanted to mention, I had showed this in a previous video I had, and it's called Red Bank School. Somebody had contacted me on that video and wanted to know where I got the pattern, and I didn't know where I got the pattern, and I had stitched this, you know, quite a while back, so I didn't know where I got the pattern. But I did find the pattern because I am a subscriber to Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine, and I have downloaded some of the older issues. And if you are a subscriber, you have access to their magazines from way back to when they started. So it's really a nice deal there that they let you have the access to the older subscriptions, and then you can download those. But anyway, let me find it and see if I can read it without my glasses. Nope, I gotta get my glasses on. I was flipping through some of the patterns, some of the magazines on my phone the other day, and I found it, and it's in the premiere issue of May 2015. And let me show you again up close. So premiere issue May 2015, and it has some other really cute patterns in it. They have some really cute punch needle every month. They have such cute punch needle, but I just don't need another hobby. I keep saying no because I don't need to buy the equipment for it, and I don't need to be putting time in that when I need to be cross-stitching or knitting or quilting or whatever. And I like the look, but I don't like the process. I've tried it, and we were at a needlework market when I was working in the needlework shop years ago. We went to a Nashville needlework market, and there was one of the rooms was doing a little demo, and I tried it, and I didn't like the process of it. So I don't like that sitting there punching it. I get bored. So now why I get bored doing that, but I don't get bored cross stitching, I don't know. So anyway, I just don't like the process of doing it, but it sure is cute. So I wanted to let you know about those things. in September, I wanted to show you my planner because it had been so long since I've done a Flosstube. It was the 26th of September, so I said a month and a half. So it's not quite, but getting pretty darn close. So September, I had a total of, this is my Blue Sky planner. I get them off of Amazon. And I actually think I'm going to look for a cheaper planner this year. I buy these every year, and I seem to use just the monthly part of it, and then where you have all your days. I don't really use that part, so I'm going to look for a planner. I'm going to run to even to Dollar General or the dollar store and see if I can find something. And I have a binding machine, so I can, if I find something, I'll just bring it home and cut it apart and do my own binding on it and add some pages and stuff in it to suit myself. So anyway, this is for September. I did 8,457 stitches, which is awfully low for me. I've been doing a lot of knitting too. I didn't have any starts because I haven't started anything for months because I've been wanting to work on old starts from 2019. I haven't worked on anything really other than 2019 projects because I'm wanting to get those knocked out. I did have one finish, and then I worked on 6 projects total, and I stitched 24 days out of 30. So if I didn't stitch, I probably did knitting or something like that. Might have not done anything. I don't write down if I knit that day. But I did work on Happy Haunting, wait a minute, get my glasses again. Halloween Hijinks, Mary 395, Elizabeth Penn Pitkins, Pink Sparrow Sampler, and Peacock Sampler. I'm not going to pause right now because I did not pull those that I worked on that I'm not working on right now. So hold on just a second. Okay, I'm back. So let me show you the ones that I worked on that I am no longer working on. I've put those away. So I worked on them during September and probably after you saw them. So I don't know. If you've seen them again, then I'm sorry. I'll just show them again because I don't know what I did show last month and what I didn't. This is called Happy Haunting by Lola Crow. I got it off of Etsy. And I pull it up here a little bit. You can see through it. But I just have to fill in the ghost. I have every single thing stitched on it except for filling in the ghost. That doesn't look right there. I think I need to fill something in there and up above now that I'm looking at it this direction. I might have to pull my pattern out. I'm beginning to wonder. Look at this. I really know what I'm doing, don't I? Okay, so I have more to do than just filling in the ghost. Apparently I have to finish it across here too, but I thought I had all of that done. So, I don't know. I'll pull the pattern back out and see what I need to do. I'm not really very attentive on what I'm doing. Okay. So that one I worked on and have put it away now. This is Elizabeth Penn Pitkins. Oh, and I'm not going to be able to unroll her. So, yeah, without taking all this off. So I'm just going to show you how far I've gotten here. This is, I've gotten quite a bit done along this bottom area. I had brought the pad or the border on down. And I changed the colors out. I pulled the DMC colors, and then I bought Splendor Silk by Rainbow Gallery and converted it to those. Just laid out the DMC in the store, and then picked the Rainbow Gallery colors of Splendor Silk that I thought looked good together. So that is one that I stitched quite a bit on and then quit working on it. And like I said, that's Elizabeth Penn Pitkins. It's by From the Heart Needle Art. This one is Mary 395. I didn't do a lot. I stitched a little over here and down here. And Mary 395 is by Hands Across the Sea. I'm going to be forever getting this done because it's a big girl and I don't do much on it when I do stitch. And then the other one that I stitched on a little bit and put it away was Peacock Sampler, and that is by Twin Peaks Primitive. So I thought that is really pretty. The colors in it are really pretty. So I'll quickly show you them since I'm not currently working on them, and I can go into more detail when I get back on them the next time and tell you a little bit more about them. Just a second. I'm moving off the couch. Okay, so I have two two FOs. The blue flower, this is called The Color of Winter by the blue flower. It says the colors of springtime is in the flowers and the color of winter is in the imagination. So kind of wiggle it around to get the glare off of it. And I have a finish, and this is done on a not sure if it's a 16 or 18 count, but it is Ada that I dyed myself. Let's see. I think you can see the flower pots better on this than you could on the pattern. And I think the flowers up the sides are so pretty. So that is The Color of Winter. And I got the year up there. Okay, so that's a finish. And then this one, Halloween Hijinks by Carolyn Manning. This is something I'd had started for a long time. These were both 2019 starts. So I was so glad to get them done. Stitch Brat, she broke that down into 12 sections, and I've mentioned it before in other videos when I've showed it. She had broke it down into 12 sections so that it would be done, if you stayed on track, you'd have it done by the 1st of October. And I already had mine started, so I just kind of jumped in, and I was trying to stitch ahead. So if I did fall back a little bit, I'd still kind of stay with them. Well, I fell back a couple of months, probably back in August. I fell back a little bit, and but I got caught up, and I finished it before October 1st. So here it is, and there is so many mistakes in this, I couldn't tell you. I know. Let me get my glasses on. It's mistakes that isn't going to make any difference. If there's a mistake that's going to make a difference, I will take it out. But if it's not going to make any difference, I don't worry about it. I know this Hocus Pocus. Hocus was supposed to be up here, I think, and Pocus down here, and the backgrounds are supposed to be different colors, and I was just on a roll and stitched it in just like that. And I thought, oh, okay, well, it's not going to make any difference, so I left it. I put a square in the wrong place, so I just switched it over with a different one. Can't remember what else there was, but I used 2 strands to stitch with, which was a little bunchy to me, but I didn't like stitching it in 1 strand. So I stitched it in 2 strands, and I always back stitch in 2 strands too, because I back stitch as I go, and I don't like to go from 2 strands down to 1. So Anyway, there's lots of mistakes in it, but you'd never know it, so that's, got that done. On to my whips, my current whips. This is one, oh, this is one I stitched last month too. This is Pink Sparrow Sampler. And who is Pink Sparrow by? Can't remember. With Thy Needle and Thread, I think. I think it's by Brenda Gervais. So, I got a lot accomplished on this. I really like the way it's turning out. I did change some floss on it. These green leaves up here were going to be yellow according to what it called for. So, I did change some colors out to suit myself. And I think it turned out real pretty. But if I'm stitching and I don't like the way something looks, I just pull another color out of the bin that I keep all my floss in. So I have, I think, 3 projects from 2019 that I have not finished yet. Let me get my book. That I really am trying to concentrate on getting done. Because, you know, that's 4 years. I shouldn't be sitting on a pattern or a project for 4 years. But I have Winter House Trio, which I don't have it out. I haven't stitched on it. I haven't been in the mood for it. Winter House Trio by Waxing Moon, A Flower a Day by Carolyn Manning, and Santa Village by Little House Needleworks or Country Cottage, whichever one those are. And then the alphabet blocks. That's my 2019 projects that I still need to finish. So I'm kind of concentrating more on those. Okay, this is the alphabet sampler. I should have took it apart. Let me take it apart right quick because you can't really see anything, and it's an easy one to take apart. But anyway, this alphabet blocks is by Carriage House Samplings, and I saw it stitched up years ago in a shop, and it was, I know, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to do 2 things at once, and I don't do that very well, so bear with me. But anyway, I saw this stitched up in a shop, and they had it all stitched on one piece of fabric, and they had stitched the background of each block in a different color. So that's what I decided to do. So here's what I have done, and I'm working on the queue right now. But I am doing the block, excuse me, I'm doing the block, and like when I get this one done, I won't fill in this bottom piece yet. I'll put, its Q is for queen, so I'll stitch in the word queen down here, and then I'll go and do the other row, or the rest of them on that row, and then I will go back and decide which color I want to fill in these backgrounds, like that and that. So I'll pick out of the colors I'm using in the chart and fill in behind. So I really like the look of this. I unrolled it the other day to start this row, and right here, see if you can see it. I know it's right there. Yeah, see that? It's a broken thread. Right here is a broken thread. So I don't know if my scissors jabbed it. I don't know what happened. But anyway, it's a broken thread. And I'm going to replace that thread because when I looked at the chart, this one is the T. And of all places, I thought I'll stitch over it. It'll be fine. No, the T, there's a capital T and a lowercase t. And where the lowercase t crosses, it's the next stitch over. So I can't extend that lowercase t, the little straight line across on the T, because it has nothing to anchor to, so I can't go over another stitch. If I go over 2 stitches, it's going to look funny. So I'm going to attempt to pull a linen thread out and replace that. And when I do, I'm going to try to video that, and so you can see how I'm replacing it. And then that way, if you ever run into that problem, I think I was watching Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. I think Jane said something about a friend of hers had a, excuse me, had a piece that had a broken thread in it and she didn't know what to do. But if you get on YouTube and search replacing, what did I search under? Replacing a thread, broken thread on linen, you'll get some hits on that. And that's, I watched someone the other day and I thought, yeah, that's how I thought it needed to be replaced. I think I might have done that years ago on a piece. But anyway, I thought I'm going to try to record that as I replace it. And I'm not going to edit because I don't edit. And that way, if I run into a problem, you can see what kind of problems you might run into and keep going with it and get it fixed. So anyway, it doesn't look hard. I don't think it's going to be hard at all. So anyway, and then I'll go back and I'll find that video of who I watched and give them credit for it. But she did a really good job with it. I know who it was. I wrote it down. Mountain Craft Studio. I can't remember her name. She's also a weaver, and she explains the whole process of the warp and the weft, I think it is, on weaving. So she kind of talks about the linen and how the weaving is on it and how to replace it, and she did a really nice job. So that's the one I watched. It's Mountain Craft Studio. Okay, so anyway, to the next one, the last whip I had, no, second to the last whip. All right, let me go this route. A flower a day. Let me see, let me get it out of here. This is A Flower a Day by Carolyn Manning. And I decided, I kind of took it up from Stitch Brat the other day because I have not been doing very good with progress on this. So I got the idea from her with the Halloween hijinks, and oh, I'm trying to get this back in the wrong bag. So what I'm doing, I decided to take my chart and I'm dividing these up with just a fine tip marker. I'm outlining around certain areas to do a flower a day. And if I say a flower a day, it's kind of what I think I can do quickly in a day and move on to something else. And that would include any leaves or vines or anything like that. It might be 2 flowers in a area even that I'm doing. It's just whatever I think I can get done a day. So, or quickly. So anyway, that has gone really well since I did the outlining. And what I've done is if I stitch a flower today and I don't, well, all right, let me say, I can stitch 1 flower today. Sorry, I got a string hanging and it's bugging me. I can stitch 1 little flower. Let me show you. This is what I have done. And I have a lot more to do. As you can see, I'm a long ways from being finished. And this is on a yellow that I dyed with Rit dye. So, I'm sorry, I got this tickle in my throat. So what I'm doing is, I might do only this purple flower today, and then I may have these yellow flowers and the green vine and the purple flower. You know, I may have this area to do for tomorrow, or I just pick a little area. But if I don't stitch tomorrow on this, that means day after tomorrow, I have to stitch 2 areas. Does that make sense? So that way I can still stay on of doing one a day. Now, the other day, I think it was Sunday, I sat down and I did 3 small areas that I had outlined. So if I did that, it still only counted as 1 flower for that day, even though I stitched 3 of them, because I'm wanting to get it done. And that looks kind of wonky, doesn't it? So anyway, if I stitch 1 a day, it counts as 1 flower. If I stitch 3 that day, it counts as 1 flower. But if there's a day I miss, I'm not taking from the day before. I still have to do 1 that day. So it's, if that makes sense to you, that's what I am doing. So yeah, I still have a long ways to go, but I've gotten all the way across here, so in about a week and a half. So I've done really, really good on that one. Pleased with what I've gotten done with it. And then that is all as far, let me look at my bag. Yes, as far as current whips. And then I have a start. I wasn't going to start anything. I kept putting it off. And I bought this pattern and I said, nope, still not going to start it. I need to work on these 2019 projects. But I finally gave in. And let me pull the cover out of here because it's a PDF download. And even with my PDFs, I stitch from paper copies. I know a lot of people stitch on their tablets or whatever, but I don't. I prefer paper copies, and I highlight and use a highlighter and a pencil and all that stuff. So I'm just old school. But anyway, this is by, and I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, Crochet a Go-Go, or whatever is close. This is Halloween in the Cities. And it's hard to tell on here. Let me see if I can get it really close. So this, when I saw this, I bought it just as soon as I saw it. And like I said, it's a PDF download. And I started it, I forget, let me see if it's on my tag. I think I put it on my tag. I started it October 26th. It's a 36 count. I don't know the color of the fabric. This was an ordeal to get started. For one thing, I don't like the kit. I hate pulling my patterns, deciding on fabric, pulling threads, and I never convert threads. I go by what the designer calls for, and I pick a color that I like on fabric, and I just don't want to take that much time kitting up. So I wish somebody would just come in and kit everything I have, and then I can just start it, because I don't like that part of it. So anyway, I picked a color, and I can't remember what the color of it was. Something I bought in Little Rock, no, in Conway, Arkansas, at Stitcher's Garden. So, and I bought a whole yard. So I cut it, and it's supposed to, I needed to cut a 17 by 19. So I cut it, serged around the edges, got downstairs, held it up to put on my scroll rods, and I thought, that looks more square than rectangle. So I measured it. Yeah, I cut a 17 by 17 instead of a 17 by 19. So I went back upstairs and still had a big chunk of it. And so I cut a 17 by 19. Drink. Oh. So I cut the 17 by 19. Came down, serged around it, brought it down, sewed it on my bars, started these white stitches, and I did probably 10 stitches here, and set it down on the floor to look at it, and you couldn't see them. And this has a lot of white. Let me show it to you again. It has white along the border, You know, it's got the white picket fence. It's got white in this little tent, the ghost, the building over here. Lots of white. So I thought, that's not going to work. So I went back upstairs. So now I've got 2 pieces of fabric that I had to put away for something else. And I found this. And this was also a 36 count. And I had a big enough piece of it. It does not have a name because I bought this when we were at StitchCon this year, and it was just a piece that Keepsakes had at their shop, and they didn't know what color it was either. The card was on it, and it said 36 count, but there was no color written on it, so they didn't know what it was either. So I'm going to, when I get done with this, I really, really like this color. I mean, really like this color. So I'm hoping to save a piece of it. And when I go to shops, I'm going to try to find it again, because I'd love to do some samplers and stuff on it. So anyway, this is my little bit of a start. And it is so cute with those pumpkins. Is it focusing? I don't have my glasses on, so it's blurry to me regardless. But the black snowflakes and the little pumpkins, I think they're so cute. And this is as far as this border goes down. And then it's going to start the first row. That's got a lot of buildings and stuff in it. So I'm ready to start that. I think the tree, there's a tree right here. So anyway, this was my start on October 26th. So that is everything. I think that I've told you about. Let me look at my notes. Oh, a new Flosstuber I found. I think other people probably have found her in the meantime, since I've been forever getting a video up. You see how hot I am? My head is steaming up my glasses. So I still can't see. Look at that. This is how hot I am. All right, let me see if I can see through them. I found a Flosstuber that's fairly new. I think she has maybe 3 videos, and it's Hooping It Up with Jan. And she is really a good video, or YouTuber, Flosstuber. She does a lot of really things that I like, so you have to check her out. She does some quilting. Her mother just turned 90, and she showed a picture the other day that her mom had stitched of a bird, and she has converted it to cross stitch. So I don't believe her mom paints anymore, but she is stitching this bird in cross stitch. So I'd like to see some more of her mom's paintings. It looks like she's really a talented lady. And I think that is about it. That's all my notes have. And I've watched other Flosstubers, but when I watch them, I forget to write down who they are, so I'll have to try to do a little better. Then I'm just going to show you my buys for this last few weeks. Actually, it's been just last week, I guess, because we haven't been anywhere. We did go over to that, like I said, we went over to that flea market, or the antique shop. Oh, I went to Goodwill the other day. We usually, if I do get out, we usually stop at Goodwill here in town. And I found this, and I gave, let me see, $1.32 for this little pillow. And it has, what did I see? It has a little hole, I think, somewhere right here. See, it has a little hole, but I think I can put something on that and not worry about it, or not worry about it and leave it like it is. It's wool, so I don't even think it's that noticeable. But I paid $1.32 for this. It's sad when you see something that somebody has stitched and it's $1.32. This is on a 10 count fabric. And it, you know, you see it, and most of the time, I'm trying to flatten it down. most of the time you see cross stitch and they don't have hardly any decent price on them, which is fine for the person that's buying it. You get it for little or nothing, but it's sad to think that somebody that stitched that is not, I mean, they're not getting the money, but it's still kind of sad that it's hardly anything. I did see a piece at the antique mall the other day, and it was heavily stitched and had a mat, and it had somebody that had painted words on the bottom, and it was a Christmas piece, and I can't remember the words across the mat, but they had the like calligraphy lettering, and it was at the bottom of the mat and had a really pretty frame on it, and they had $125 on it, I think it was, and it was well worth it. I mean, to me, now I wouldn't spend $125 on it, but I'm glad to see that somebody got a decent price on something that took somebody a lot of time and work. So I did find well, let me get this out of here because I'm going to show you these. I found these at Goodwill the other day. They're just 2 little wire baskets, matching baskets, and I gave $2.79 for each one of them at Goodwill. And I thought they might be kind of handy to have by my chair and put my knitting in or something like that. So I bought those. I found 3 full skeins of Lion brand 100% cotton. I haven't decided what I'm going to do. These have lost their labels, but they're good size skeins. I don't know how much is in them, and I don't know what I can get out of 3 skeins, so I can't see the yardage, but anyway, yeah, I have 3 of these. I thought the color was really pretty. That was everything from Goodwill. Oh, here, I forgot this. This is not Antique Shop or Goodwill. I ordered this or bought it. I bought another sock yarn the other day from Castaway Yarns in Columbia, Missouri. And this is Primavera. I don't know. I think that's the color, so I'm not sure what the brand is. Malabrigo, I guess is how you pronounce that. So I bought this sock yarn. I had a sock I was going to show you. I don't know where it went. I'm working on a sock right now. I have 1 sock done. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. So this is one that I am working on right now. I had it down in the bottom of the bag and covered up with project bags. So this is one of the socks that I finished this night before last. And I don't know the color of it. I don't have the tag. But anyway, this is my sock. And I started a second sock last night, so this is all I've got done. But I like the color of it. It looks kind of green here, but it's actually blue. There's really not, that's kind of weird because it's blue and brownish and a brownish orange. And it looks like it's green. So, yeah, so I started that one the other day, or last night. But anyway, this I ordered for the first time. I had this pop up on Instagram. And you know how when you search something, then everything starts popping up. Well, I've been looking at sock yarn online, and I've been buying some of my yarn from Castaway Yarns in Columbia, Missouri. So if you're close to that area, or you just want to go on to their website, they have really pretty sock yarn. And the prices are competitive with online. But this one is from a chick that knits. Hang on. A chick that knits, and it's Knitz. And she has a really cute label. So this is called Superior Sock Yarn, and this is called Brass in the Pockets. That's the color of it. I actually got this to use with some leftovers that I have. And then I got, and see how she sent it in this cute little bag. But she had a sale, so I bought several. This one is called Bark. And this one is called Lavender Fields. And it's just called Superior Sock Yarn. But this one has, yeah, the purples, a little bit of brown once in a while, but yeah. And then I bought this one, Plumeria. It's a little more purple, probably more like that. I bought this one I really like. This is called City Vibes Deluxe Sock Yarn. And I was waiting on Steve the other day. He was getting gas, and we were coming back from Columbia Saturday after we hit the antique shop. So I've been looking at sock yarn on the way home on my phone, and so while he's pumping gas and getting me a soda, I ordered 6 skeins of sock yarn from another company, and I think it's called Simply Sock Yarn, I think is what it's called. So we'll see how theirs come out. This one is called Brambleberry, and it's mostly a cream with just a little bit of color here and there. So, yeah, and then she had this card, a chick that knits, fine hand-dyed yarns, and her name is Tammy Pelfrey. So, yeah, you have to, if you're a knitter, check her out. She has really nice yarns. I haven't started to knit anything yet, but I will be. I'm going to have more socks than I will ever wear, but I am enjoying knitting them up. Okay, this is what I found at the antique mall. I found a Down Santa Claus Lane book. It's a hardback by Leisure Arts. I have pretty much all of these Christmas hardbacks from Leisure Arts from years ago, and I thought I had this one, and I thought, I'll go ahead and buy it, and then that way, you know, if I do a giveaway or something. Look at this old time picture. If I want to do a giveaway or something, I can do that. But then when I got home, I got ready to put with the rest of them, I didn't have it. So I'm glad I picked it up. Old time Santas. And I'm sure you can find these on secondary market, because they sold a lot of them at the time, so I'm sure they're out there. And I have no idea what you'd have to pay for them. There's a pretty one. But let me see. Look at this patriotic. But I thought I had it, but I haven't found the second one if I did. And I didn't get that this week. I got it a while back. And I might have even showed it in my last video, but I had it laying out, and I thought, I don't think I showed it, so that's why I grabbed it. It's just been too long between videos. So these are what I found this week. At the antique mall, I found a button holder case for a Singer sewing machine, and it was empty, but I only give $7 for it, so I thought, well, I'll use it for something. If nothing else, it's just vintage. I found another sewing case. This is the second one I have like this. It's sewing, it says Sewing Caddy up on the top. I have one that's a white or a cream color, and it even has a little tray in it. So I have, and if you follow me, you know I collect sewing baskets and boxes and any kind of little sewing, vintage sewing item. And probably close to 100 vintage sewing machines. So my husband built me some shelving in the basement, and we have them all up on there. I brought one up the other day. That's really needs to be cleaned up and make sure it sews and all. So what I do is try to get them to work if they don't work, and use them, switch them out from time to time. So if this one, it's movable, but it's feels like it's gummed up. It's just slow. So needs a good cleaning and oiling, and then I'll probably switch it out with one of my other vintage machines upstairs and use it for a while. So we're gonna try. He was saying our winter project needs to be take all the machines off the shelves, and the ones that I know are not usable, that you can't sew on, but I could use them for parts or something, we're going to put in one area, and all the usable ones we're going to put in another area, and I'm gradually going to get each one of them cleaned up and oiled and use them, and then when I put them back down there is to put a plastic bag over them to keep them nice and clean. So anyway, and I've been cleaning on my sewing room this last week off and on, trying to get all of it cleaned up, put away, organized, because I can wreck a sewing room so fast. I keep saying I'm going to do a video of my sewing room, and I end up getting it partway clean, and then I start working in there again, and I trash it. So this time I'm going to try to get it completely cleaned and do a video, and then trash it. So anyway, that's what the plan is. So this I found at the antique mall, and I have several of these, but I don't have a pink one. And I mean, this is like Pepto-Bismol pink, and it's got the little gold down here. Inside it has the tray, and I'm not going to take it out because it's just one tray. Sometimes you can find them with two trays. So anyway, I got this one. I paid more for it. I paid more than I normally pay for them. But I kept telling Steve, I said, boy, I don't know if I should pay that much or not, but I'd never seen a hot pink one. So he said, well, I probably better buy it then. So I did. And then the last thing I bought at the antique mall was another train case. And this one, whoops, that's the back. This is the front. It's in pretty good shape too. Oops, there's a mirror. It has, I can't get it up there very good, but it's in pretty good shape. The little tag is come off on one side, and I think I'm just going to glue it down. And it has keys. None of them I have had come with keys. And I can't believe the keys are still with this train case. There's two of them in here. And I'm going to try them and see if they work with the other train cases I have. But what I've done, I had two vintage suitcases, and I think I mentioned this before. I had two vintage suitcases. I don't know if I can do this without making noise. Okay. And I put in the bigger suitcase, I had so much of like 28 count fabric. I had to put my 28 count in the big suitcase. Then I put the 25, 26, 30, 32, and 36 in the other regular size suitcase. It was a little smaller than the first one. So I put that in there. And what I'm doing is putting like all my 32 and stack it up. I put it in an old pillowcase and then fold the flap over and lay it in that suitcase. So every count is grouped together inside a pillowcase. So I can open the suitcase, pull out the 36 count, flip through it and see what I want, or I can pull out the 38 count But then these little train cases have been working really well because I have small amounts of 16, 18 count. What else? I have some 7 count, some 10 count. So anything like that I don't have as much of has been fitting in the train cases really well. And then I take my Dymo. Is it Dymo? Yeah. It's made by Brother. It's a label maker. And I put the count. I put 26 count or 28 count, and then I'll put it on this handle, stick it on this handle so I can see what's in it. I think I'm trying to get hoarse here. Too much talking. I don't usually talk this much. So anyway, that is everything I've bought. I am right at an hour, and for the last 2 times that I videoed, I was going to show Halloween charts. But I think, let me pull them out here just a second. I have so many Halloween charts that I don't think we can get through them very quickly. So maybe I'll do a Flosstube extra and show you my Halloween charts. I might do that later today or something. So, because otherwise I think we're going to go into 2 hours, and I don't want to do that at all. I like to keep it an hour. So, okay, well, that's everything, I think. If not, it'll be in the next one. So, thanks for stopping by and watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I have going here. If you like it and you haven't subscribed yet, if you went back and watched some of my others and you think you want to keep up with me and what I'm doing all the time, you can subscribe and like my videos, and then that way you'll get notified next time I do another video. I hope next year is better than this year. This year has just been the pits. Between my health and Steve's health, and it's not been anything really bad. It's just aggravating, when some days I have to use a cane to walk around if we go anywhere where I'm doing a lot of walking, and other days not so bad. So if it's not a bad day, I try to get stuff done around the house. Trying to sort through some things and get rid of it, and I don't know. It's just a sign of getting old, I guess. So anyway, like I said, thank you for stopping by. I hope you did enjoy seeing what I have and what I'm working on. And I hope you come back next time. What was it I was going to say? I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate all my viewers, all my comments. I love reading the comments and commenting back. You can follow me. You can follow me under the Nightly Stitcher over on Instagram. Also, if you want to follow me there, I post occasionally there with my progress on my pieces. I think I posted my start the other day, and I always post my finishes so I can keep track of them. But anyway, yeah, you can kind of keep up. So this little girl is done. Tootie. She says, I'm taking my nap, Mom. So, and this little girl, Hannah. Tell everybody bye, and we'll see them next time. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope between now and next time you get lots of stitching done, and I'll see you later. Bye.